Hello, I'm going to be presenting my Freestyle Artifacts project about the music during the Black Migration period, specifically music that was created by a well known blues artist named Bessie Smith. The Great Migration began in the year of 1910, and it consisted of Black people migrating from the South and rural area to the city. They moved from the farm to being in the factories, and the industrial businesses were expanding as people migrated and there were more benefits in moving into the city with factories. The Black Migration began in the year of 1945, which is when about 5 or 6 million African Americans overall migrated to the urban centers in the North and West overall. Also, in large cities, African Americans had become at least 50% of the total populations by the end of 1960s, which is a lot of people. During the Great Migration, it was difficult for Black people as they migrated and left their home cities. Some people used their voices and used it to express many things. The music of rural migrants was blues, and one of the artists during this period was W.C. Handy, who is known as the father of the blues. There was also an artist named Robert Johnson, who was an American blues musician and songwriter. And last but not least was a woman named Bessie Smith, who was mainly known for being the mother of the blues. This is Bessie Smith, and she was known as a mother of the blues and who was recognized as the first professional blues vocalist. She was also known as the Empress of Blues. She was known for her rich contralto voice and her breathtaking emotional intensity. The use of a microphone for her and her art expressed the frustrations and hopes of a whole generation of Black African Americans. So, who is Bessie Smith? Bessie Smith was born into poverty in Tennessee, where her home was a one-room shack, as she described it to be, that consisted of 8 people, which is a lot of people to live in a one-room home. As soon as she was able to, she began traveling with her brother to travel to the South. Then later on, she found her northern home in Philadelphia, as she always went back to Philadelphia as her home base. Bessie Smith's experience of travel between North and South gave her an important perspective into the theme developed by artists of the Great Migration of separation from friends, families, and lovers. Many songs were written and sung by Bessie Smith. One of the songs that is hers is called Chicago Bound Blues, which was written in 1923. In this song, she is a woman left as her man has gone to Chicago. It is a song of despair as she explains that she can neither walk nor talk, but only stare there and cry. Another song that she wrote is called Gulf Coast Blues, which was written in 1923. In this song, she is the woman left behind, but this time she is left in the north as her man has run off with another woman. And another song written by Bessie Smith is called Dixie Flyers Blues, which was written in 1925. This song is about how she misses her mother and connects with home, with her mother as home, which in this song, it wasn't about being separated as the other two were. And other songs created by Bessie Smith consisted of Florida Bound Blues, Louisiana Low Down Blues, and New Gulf Coast Blues. In these 3 songs, it consisted of how she misses the South and the weather, because it's not the same in the North, as North is cold and the South is warm. In the North, there's a lot of rain and you can't just lay down in the grass. And in the Louisiana Low Down Blues, it talks about how she isn't going to stop until she reaches Louisiana because she knows that North is not her home and she wants to go back to Louisiana where it is her home. And she talks about returning South because South is a better place for her as it is her home. And then this song is called Muddy Water, a Mississippi Moan, which was written in 1927 and she sang with other people. In this song, she sings that she is headed to her Mississippi Delta home and she embraces the South as a garden spot where she can live in ease and comfort. And this is shown in these lyrics at the bottom. I don't care it's muddy there, but see, it is my home. Got my toes turned Dixie's way. Round the Delta lay, let me lay, my heart cries out. In this song, it's basically explaining how she wants to go back home and she doesn't care if it's muddy. She wants to be back home where she's comforted. And for some of those people who took part in the Great Migration, their journey home comes full circle because they start in their home city, but then they travel and they migrate to another city. But some of them go back to their home city because of other reasons. They might just miss it. Their family is there. It's not the same where they migrate to. And it's just, they think they would be better going back to their home city. And then many of these blues songs now seem to point toward the South as a haven of hope and sanctuary. Very few of those people who fled the South would come back. And these songs by Bessie Smith about returning home were more about laminating the loss of loved ones and being apart from them than they were about being dissatisfied with certain parts of Northern life. Despite the idealized portrayal of the South in many of these songs, they do a good job of capturing the nuanced feelings that many Black people had for places they had to leave behind. And these are my sources that I used. Thank you for listening to my presentation.